Hey, Peeps Galucia here, and today I'm going to be continuing with my Brave New World playthrough, the Civilization 5 expansion. Really looking forward to what we're going to be getting into today, because as I already stated, there's a lot to cover. We're going to be delving more deeply into like the management system and stuff like that to really figure out, okay, what can I do to raise my tourism? As it so happens, right when I was about to start recording this, a great person was born, a great artist, our first great artist. So, as I've been doing, I'll quickly read the thing for you. The arts are thriving. If you're attempting a cultural victory, you may want to create a great work of art to generate tourism for your civilization, essential for your cultural victory. Or you could just start a golden age. We're not starting a golden age, but the problem is, there's no great work slots here in this city yet. Now, here, we do have, what? Nothing. We have nothing here either. So, we're jammed. I got nowhere to put this guy for his great works. He's not a writer, he's an artist, right? So, like, this is like, for, like, the palace has a great artist slot, and that's where that went. That's not a great artist slot, it's a great writing slot. We need an artist slot. So, therein lies my dilemma. So, like I was saying, we need to, like, figure out, like, okay, what do we do about this? Like, how do we get more of these slots, so on and so forth? And, I don't believe that I have the ability to build anything as of yet that gives me a great artist slot. So, what I need to do is get into the tech tree and figure out what gives me a great artist slot. Now, the Opera House gives me a work of music slot, which makes sense. The Sistine Chapel contains 2 slots for great works of art. I've already been working on astronomy for several turns now. If you look at it, I'm into it a little bit. Progress, 205 science. That's like, what, 5 turns worth of science to me? But the things that this gives me is not going to help me in my current dilemma. And what I need is those dang artist slots. This also gives me the Musicians Guild, so I can start getting great musicians. Obviously very important, and that goes hand in hand with the Opera House. And after doing a quick scan and everything else that's available to me, it seems like this is the answer to my problems, and I have to switch to that. Waste of science. Don't like to do that. Have to do it. Meanwhile, I got this great artist guy that's just sitting here, and I can't do anything for him for who knows how long, because it's going to take me 23 turns to research this. Then I have to build the Sistine Chapel, which takes me even longer. But as we said, that it is a necessary evil. He's going to have to just go to sleep for, like I said, God knows how long, 40 turns. I don't even know. So it's going to be a while before I can do anything with him. But I'm not going to just use him for a golden age. That is definitely a waste. We need to use him for tourism. He's just kind of stuck. He's just stuck in limbo right now because I can't do anything with him. But the time will come when we can do stuff with him. So, you know, we just have to work towards that. Now, having said that, back in the day, cultural victories meant simply that you adopted enough policies until you can make Utopia and win. Now, you have to gain influence over the other civs using your tourism. And what I'm starting to realize is that it might have been easier to do that if I had more cities. Because the more cities I have, I could build these buildings like the opera houses and stuff like that, which gives me more slots and more availability to do this. Didn't mean to open that. So this is what I wanted to point out to you. So you can see here, I only have 2 cities still to this day. The opera house gives me the slots for the music. The museum is obviously going to give me, I would imagine, art slots. And there's broadcast towers, there's cathedrals, and there's royal libraries. All these things give me slots that I can use. And I only have 2 cities, so I don't have a lot of slots. So for right now, it's not that big of a deal. But later on, when I'm creating more and more great people and no slots to put anyone in, it's going to become an issue. So I think it's going to be important for me to have a 3rd city. The question is, where do you put a 3rd city? Everybody's really grown a lot, and there's really doesn't seem like there's any room for a 3rd city. Maybe over here and try to grab a hold of that chunk of the map. I'm not sure. but I'm probably going to have to go ahead and make a settler this time around. It seems like it's going to be important for me to have that third city, try to establish more availability for slots to put these great works of art. So that's kind of where we're at. That's what I'm looking at. So that's what I'm thinking so far. That's kind of where my head is at right now. And as time goes on, like I said, throughout this episode, I'm going to be digging that much deeper and really trying to get to the nitty-gritty of it and figure out exactly what is needed for a cultural victory. The formula is definitely, should be obvious at this point. The formula is not the same as it once was. That it is definitely different now. There's definitely more going on here. So I'm going to do what I can to figure out exactly how this formula has changed and what can I do to fix it. So we'll see where I go throughout this episode and see what discoveries I make. I'm trying to just kind of come to the realization rather than just looking up strategies and stuff like that, which I'm sure at some point will exist online. I want to see what kind of things I can come up with that might work for this before, getting to that point. So stick around for a little bit. We'll see what we can't get figured out. All right, for those of you that are actually interested in the gameplay and not just the new stuff, I'm going to give you a few bones here. First of all, Brazil hanging on by a thread here. They keep losing all of their health. There is a single siege unit over here in this area. I think it's a trebuchet, but I'm not 100% sure. And they are pelting the city, but Brazil was able to kill every single melee unit that was surrounding the city, so there's no one left to actually take the city. Just a siege unit that keeps hitting them. Yeah, it is a trebuchet. I can't use my Inquisitor. I've gone up to this to both of these Catholic cities now, and it used to be if you walked up to a city that was of a faith other than the faith of the Inquisitor, that you could remove that faith from the city and remove its influence, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to remove the pressure from here. 36 pressure, I mean, it's their holy city, but still, it ruins their pressure to a degree, and it would continue to help me with my Jewish pressures around the surrounding area. And but it's not working for some reason, and I have not been able to figure out exactly why that is, so I'll have to keep looking at this unit and see what the deal is. But for the time being, I'm probably just going to leave him right there so I can continue to see what's going on here. Alright, so this is the moment of truth. I either declare war, jump in and try to take the city, or I don't. I have 0 siege units. They lost their trebuchet, so they did actually gain some health back, but he did move a crossbow guy into range. If he actually shoots the crossbow into the city, that may set me up for success. I might have to just roll the dice on this one, because I have been saying to myself that I wanted a third city anyway, and I definitely don't want let the Zulu get their hands on that city, so... Oh, wait. Oh, shoot. That's going to kick him right back out. Well, I'm off to a great start. Oh, I like this. Okay, so when you're ready to declare war, it actually gives you like a full breakdown of everything that's going on. You know what? Screw a bunch of that noise. I'm going to go in here and just help out for now. I'm going to let Brazil continue to be my buffer between me and the Zulu, and hopefully it continues to pan out. Alright, so we got another one of these things that we can read about here, about the Musicians Guild. The Musicians Guild allows you to generate great musicians by assigning specialists to it. A great musician is a new type of great person that allows you to create great works of music, essential for generating tourism and winning culture victory. There we go. Which we pretty much already knew that, so huzzah. Besides that, we can also now build the Sistine Chapel. And this is going to be incredibly important because it has 2 great works of art slots, and we don't have any of those to spare right now. And we've had this great artist just chilling out for the longest time now. So I wanted to take a hard look at everything so that we could make a decision as to what we need to do to raise tourism. And I said earlier that I wanted to delve into things a little bit more and really, look really close, really hard at what we have available to us. Besides a zoo, which is adorable. Ah, zoo. Okay, so the Globe Theater gives us 1 free great writer, and it contains 2 slots for great works of writing. So that's pretty awesome, and would be pretty quick for us to research. So I'm going to click on that for now, and we'll see what else we got going on here. I'm just looking ahead at least to the next, few steps, just so we can see. Wow. The Hermitage, I never knew how to say that. Besides what it normally gives you, it gives you 3 slots for great works of art. That is very, very impressive. We must have an opera house in all cities. That hasn't changed from before. But, again, it wouldn't take us too long to get that either. So, I don't know. Let's see. We can get the Uffizi. Great work of art. 3 slots for that. Requires aesthetics, which we have, so that's nice. It gives us a free artist. And wow. So yeah, architecture has 2 things that I'd really like to get out of it. But printing press does take us over some other things. Metal casting, which I want to do because that's an old tech that's been sitting there for a while, and physics because I wouldn't mind having some trebuchets for defensive purposes. Because I really do need to start doing some military tech so that I don't get totally left behind with people having all kinds of amazing military tech and I don't have jack dilly crap. So, I'm going to do printing press first. We're going to try to create the Globe Theater. Hopefully no one beats us to that. That looks pretty impressive. Then we'll immediately switch to architecture. And there's 2 things that we could build that would be very beneficial to us. So, that's a little bit of a look. That'll help us out a little bit with the whole tourist thing, so that needs to be our focus. Oh, wow, it looks like both of those places got their original faiths back. Oh, yeah, all 3 of them did. They must have made a great profit to scoop all of those back and completely diminish my pressures in the area. So that's unfortunate, and I don't want to reestablish those trade routes and let them have some pressure come my way. So I'll probably switch back to Helsinki, because even though they get a little bit from it, I get way more from it. It's pretty beneficial to me. So we're going to run that. And now that I finished that crossbow man, because I am starting to get nervous that people are going to be coming after me pretty soon. This Zulu guy is getting pretty crazy. So if I wanted to be prepared, so have a couple, range units. That's why I built the crossbow guy to help defend the capital. And I'm going to be working on a few things like that, some military tech, some defensive type people that can help defend everything. Ah, jeez. So now I got 2 great artists, and all they can do is literally just sit there and wait for me to build the Sistine Chapel. I mean, as soon as I build it, I'll have slots for both of them, but that's the thing, that I'm going to use both of those slots up immediately, and then it's like, well, what happens when I get the next great artist? You know what I mean? It's just like, it's pretty ridiculous. That's my main problem right now, is that I just don't have slots to put these great works in. It's interesting, and it's a learning process that as I'm going through this gameplay, I immediately started to see things, started to realize, okay, if I wanted to... Oh my goodness. He's coming at him with a big old army again, isn't he? Jeez. I got my guys there, but they're basically just in the way, and everyone has to go around me. He's got way too big of an army for me to really do a lot about it, but at the same time, it's like if I don't do something about it, that huge army can come at me, and I'm definitely not in a position to defend myself against such an army. I mean, he's got, like musket men, stuff like that. Like, he's pretty advanced, and I don't have jack diddly crap. It really makes me want to just help him defend the city, because he's going to be defending the city, which is going to be injuring them, and then I can attack them as well and continue to help. If it looks like Brazil is going to fall, I may have to do just that, just to make sure Brazil, like I said before, is like that buffer. As long as they're there, I have this buffer between me and them, and it keeps me safe. That's a lot of dudes. And like, I mean, like musketmen are like 2 tiers above swordsmen. I mean, swordsmen are a joke against musketmen, so they're not going to be able to do a damn thing against them. We can, however, actually use a great writer. It'll be placed in the Great Library, which will max that out. See what we get.
Of Spain, ye that can sing, that which is sweetest to us in the spring. You first sing of gladness, and then sing of pain, as deep and as bitter as the billowed main.
That was deep. Yeah, I mean, we can help, but my swordsmen are going to get killed instantly, and if I get involved, I'm worried that he's going to immediately start to push against me. But either way, he's probably going to push against me. That's the thing. For now, he's going to stay there. At least that's one less place that they can attack from. And I might go ahead and just start moving my guys up just so that it's not just the one swordsman, but it's definitely a dicey situation, and I'm honestly not sure how I'm going to end up going about that. I'm not sure what the final conclusion of all this is going to be. Yeah, they're going to take that city. I think they're going to take that city even if I intervene. I think they're going to take the city at this point. I don't think there's really much I can do to stop them. Even if I attack, I don't even think I'd manage to destroy the crossbowmen, and he's got 3 melee units in the area that can cap the city. So it doesn't look very promising. Probably going to have to just say goodbye to Brazil, unfortunately. And it's like I said, there's nothing I can do about it. It's just, it's as I pointed out, this is now a problem for me because now I don't have that buffer. Now the Zulu are right at my doorstep. We'll just have to wait and see how it goes down. But, I mean, I'm obviously going to be his next target, so it definitely concerns me. But at the same time, you never know. That's why I want to make some defensive units, because if I can make a showing of strength, and properly hold my ground, then I can continue to continue on with my attempts at a cultural victory here. Looks like he might be getting ready to do something else now. I don't know if he's going to go after Melbourne or what. But the war is over, and he's got a lot of forces, especially his special unit here, the Impy. So, no, it looks like he wants to go to war with China. I mean, these guys are everywhere. There's so many of them. I don't stand a damn chance at this point. If he decided to attack me right now, that would be the smart thing to do. I don't stand a chance. I don't stand a single sausage of a chance. So probably for the rest of this episode, I wanted to dig into a little bit more of the tourism thing and see exactly what it was I needed to do to win. But now I just have normal civ concerns on my mind, because this is a huge army. If I get wiped out, it's the end of the series, and we're not going to be able to learn as much as we would like to. At the very least, I got to get into the industrial era. I know that's when stuff starts to get kind of intense. That is a huge flipping army. Oh, son of a crap. Well, double son of a crap. Okay, so the Chinese finished the Globe Theater, which we really wanted. That was going to be a really useful thing. And matter of fact, it's the only reason that we were working on printing press. We could have worked on the other thing, but we decided to work on printing press so that we can make the Globe Theater. Now the Globe Theater's out of... That's done. And now, on top of that, the Zulu have declared war on us, which we pretty much thought might happen sometime soon, but I mean, this is not good. Well, like I was saying, that is incredibly, incredibly bad for me. Can't buy a crossbowman. It's too expensive. I was working on a temple here. Obviously, I need to immediately switch. Jeez, 15 turns to build a crossbowman. That's just not even worth it. And I'm 7 turns away from the Sistine Chapel. I just spent all this time on it. I don't want to stop working on it now. Looks like I already lost one of my trade dudes, though, because now it says I only had 3 out of 4 trade units. I'm not sure which one. I'm sure it was a land unit, but still. Oh, there we go. That guy's dead. I really don't see this ending well. Not gonna lie to you. Crap. Run away, great artist. If I lose my great artist, I will quite literally have to cry. That will make me so very sad. Look, everything I had to attack took one of his units down like 3/4 of the health. I mean, this does not look promising at all. This may not be as thorough of a review as I would have liked. You know, it's just, first of all, I can't even believe he burned that city down. That too, that surprised me big time. I knew pretty much from the beginning that the Zulu were going to be an issue for me, but okay, whoa, all right, all kinds of things happening. Japan and that guy finished that research. The World Congress has been founded. A new age of international cooperation has dawned with the founding of the World Congress. Your civilization, if either the host of the Congress or the civilization with the most delegates, can propose resolutions that will have an effect on the entire world. Okay, so it is your turn to make a proposal for the first Congress of Beijing to consider. You may propose to enact a new resolution or repeal an existing resolution. You and the other members of the First Congress of Beijing will decide the outcome of your proposal in the next session. Okay, because you're either the host or have the most delegates, you're able to propose a resolution. You can choose a resolution that will help your people or apply pressure to others. Some resolutions have diplomatic consequences, so choose carefully. Oh, there you go. Standing army tax. A unit maintenance cost is raised by 25%. And it even says, look, civilization that would be angry if we propose this, the Zulus. Yeah, no kidding. I'm definitely doing that, but we'll see what else there is, because this is really interesting. So, civilization research and technology 20% more quickly, and Japan would be grateful for that. There's the World's Fair. I mean, you look at how bad off my city's health is. There's nothing I can purchase to assist in this. My money's pretty bad right now because of trade routes being blocked, so on and so, and because I'm not conducting trade. And I mean, look at this. I only have one trade unit left, and it's a caravan. Everything else is dead or stolen or whatever the hell. This fell apart quick. Yep. Fell apart quick. But it's a lesson to be learned, because I did just kind of jump into the expansion without really knowing exactly what the dealio is. And really what it comes down to, as I basically get wiped out here and finish everything off, really what it comes down to is a culture victory is absolutely nothing like what it used to be. I mean, absolutely nothing. They don't even, it just doesn't even resemble anymore the same thing. It's just not the same at all. So, unfortunate, but that I wasn't really prepared for it. And, my friend Pax, he commented on the first video that I uploaded, and we were talking about it after the fact, and, whether or not we liked these changes to culture with the implementation of tourism. And I don't know. I don't know that I've been able to play enough to get an experience of what's actually going on here. I hate to end a playthrough with a loss like this, and it's only turn 261 too. I mean, it's really not that far into the game to be losing. But like I said, I really think we set ourselves up for failure, because normally with a Civ game, if you're going for culture, you need to stay small. But it would appear as though with this now, the way that they changed it, you don't need to stay small anymore. You need to grow just as much as you normally would. You might not get as many policies, but policies don't even matter anymore, apparently. It's all about tourism, and the more cities you have, the more things you can do to expand upon that. So that is a pretty big letdown, that, they changed it like that, and of course I had no idea, so then I just end up getting raffle stomped because I have such a small Civ and the Zulu, which are obviously a very warlike people, are right north of me, and they just, steamrolled the entire continent. So it is what it is. This particular playthrough did not turn out like I would have liked it to turn out, but that's kind of what happens because, I was taking a first look at this expansion, and I went straight for the new thing, and the new thing happened to be, culture, and since it's so vastly different, I just wasn't prepared for the butt-whooping that I was meant to receive. So, I don't know, that might be the first time I've ever done a playthrough where I've just lost like that, where I've just been wiped out of the game. So, that's really disappointing. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm super bummed out that I have to end the series like that, but I did show you a fair amount of the game, at least for now. So I think what I'm going to do for the future episodes of Brave New World, I'm going to make more episodes, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start another series with a different Civ, and I'll probably skip most of the beginning stuff. I'll skip the first 200 to 300 turns and start the series in the industrial era, because I know a lot of changes were made from that point on, and I wanted to be able to show that to you guys and let you see exactly what's going on with all the end game material that was added and changed and so on and so forth. So I'm going to immediately jump into another playthrough. It shouldn't be more than a couple days after this video that I will post the next video of Brave New World, picking up almost where we left off here, just with a different Civ and different goals and so on and so forth. Hopefully, we can all learn from my mistakes and tackle Brave New World a little bit better. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you learned a little bit something about Brave New World, the new expansion for Civilization 5, and I will see you next time.